Alright guys, welcome back. Today we're taking a look at the band Tora Tora, right out of Memphis, Tennessee. The song Walkin Shoes. This was from their debut album, Surprise Attack, in 1989. Now, I go back a ways with the Tora Tora guys and the first couple albums. Not that I knew any of them, but I actually lived in Memphis, Tennessee, where they're from, and kind of where they got their start. And I remember seeing them in my late teens when they were just coming up, and it was obvious that those guys were a step above the local talent, and they were ready to break through. But they came out, the first album came out in '89, and you guys know what happened not too long after that. And so, with the grunge and stuff. And I think they would have broken through because they've got great songs, great songwriting. If you listen to Surprise Attack and the follow-up album, Wild America, both of them are really good. Great songwriting, really good playing, and some of that southern feel to it that you don't get, especially sometimes bands try to pretend like they're southern, influenced by southern rock and all that. These guys are the real deal, and I think they're still playing live. I don't believe it's the original lineup, but except for the singer, but I know they do some of these cruises, metal cruises and things like that. So I've always liked Tora Tora. The first time on my channel covering them, and this is probably their biggest hit, so to speak. I remember seeing this on MTV. And we'll get started. I'm going to teach you the main riffs today. If you guys want to learn this solo, let me know. Maybe I'll make it available over at Patreon if you guys are interested. But speaking of Patreon, before we get started here, if you're interested in the tab and Guitar Pro and backing track for at least, the first part of this song, in terms of the backing track, you get to play along with the bass and the drums, and try your hand at the riffs. So, and also the tab and guitar profile will be over there at Patreon. You'll see it down below here, and I'll also put it on the bottom of the screen for you to check out. Also, I've got a free gift for you guys called 5 blistering licks to light up your fretboard. It's got a few cool licks in there from inspired by guys like George Lynch, Eddie Van Halen, Randy Rhoads. So make sure and check that out. It's my free gift to you. Okay, so let's get started. On this first part, I'm just going to play the acoustic part on the electric, just turning down my volume, and I've got it on the front pickup, single coil pickup here. So if you were playing this live, you might have a clean patch or a semi semi-clean patch, you would put this on. Or you're like me and you're just lazy and you just rather do everything with the volume knob, which is usually what I do for cleaner stuff. The intro goes like this. First part of the intro. Okay, we'll stop there and then we'll continue on. So what's happening here, and I'm playing all this with a pick. Feel free to use your pick and fingers or any combination of fingers and pick, or no pick if you want to just use all fingers you can. But I'm just picking everything with a downstroke here. So it's low E twice, 2nd fret on the G and B, and then what that is, notice how I keep coming back to that low E string. Here it's open G and B, and then hammer onto the 1st fret while the B is still ringing, and that gives you that G sharp there, which is part of an E major chord. We're in the key of E here. It's actually more like, if I had to put a modal name to it, it would be like E Dorian. But there's like a lot of bluesy hard rock stuff. It's kind of a mix of minor pentatonic and Mixolydian and Dorian. You know, there's a major third where there should be a minor third, but it's all kind of a stew that blues is kind of made up of, and that's where this comes from, is that stew. And so it's hard to label things exactly. We're in the key of E minor here, but it's not Aeolian. It's not natural minor. It's a little brighter. So think AC/DC or something like, you know, close to that. So we're just kind of going back and forth between this. And then after we do that 3 times, so there we just go to the low E and then we play the first fill. And that lick is, it's the 3rd fret on the high E, pull off to the open. So E minor pentatonic scale. And on the B string, you're going to play that twice. 3rd fret, pull it off, and then 2nd fret, you just bend that on the G string and then release it. So here's that in context slow. Okay, we keep going. That would be the 2nd fill. So here we have, so I'm playing the high E string open. I'm sliding the 3rd fret on the B string up to the 5th fret and then back down while the high E string is still ringing. And then I'm taking the 2nd fret on the G and moving it up to the 4th fret. And there you can let the B string, the open B string ring. And then coming back. So it's back to that 2nd fret, G and B there, and then open E, 3rd fret, E, back to the open E. So here's what we have so far. Okay, continuing on. All right, so that's again right out of the E minor pentatonic scale. And also, if you, like I said, if you're having trouble following along with all the notes going by here, just go over to my Patreon page and check out the tab and Guitar Pro there. Then you won't have to guess if you're having trouble following along here. All right, so this is third fret on the G, second fret on the G. Sorry. Pull off to open. Then you're on the D string, second fret. Pick it twice and then pull it off to the open. So, and then the A string, you're gonna play second fret and do the same thing. Pick it twice, pull it off to the open, and then you're at the third fret, low E. Just play that once and then the open E. So, and then one more time on this, and then from there, the main electric guitars kick in with this. All right. So once again, just on that intro, I'm going to do the whole thing slow, and then, you, like I said, you can follow along with the tab if you need to. So. All right, now, so here's where we go with our fully loaded sounds, shall we say. And we'll start out with just A power chord, G, E power chord. This G is probably the one I use the most on electric. It's just third fret on the low E, the middle finger's muting the A string. Play the D and the G strings open, and then the third fret on the B string, and then I'm not playing the high E string at all, I'm just muting that out. Okay, so A power chord, G, E. Meanwhile, that keeps going. You saw me play the both parts on the intro there. Obviously, I had recorded the heavy guitars separately along with this, so you would need another another sound to click over to when you go. But I think you get the idea, though. Anyways, we're into the heavy part here, so okay, now here's the main riff. Okay, so it's power chords and the muted E string. It's got kind of a little jazzy chord at the end there. Up to tempo, it sounds more like. You'll notice that a lot of times I'll just play like the G power chord with a, instead of going, I'll go. So that's up to you. And also these chords here, you can also just kind of play single notes. Sounds a little heavier though with the power chords. I'm pretty sure that they're using the power chords, at least on that first part, when the whole band kicks in there. So the chords are, it's a C sharp, 4th fret on the A string, 6th fret D, and all these low E's interspersed in between. Once again, if you need the tab, you know where to find that, because I'm not going to call all these out. We'll be here forever doing that. So up to a D power chord, and and then to a G. So C sharp to D to G. And the second time we go. Okay, a little bit tricky. So we've got the 5th fret here on the A string, and we're doing picking that twice and then pulling it off. Picking it 3 times and then pulling it off. It's a triplet there, so. And you're pulling 5 to 4 to 2. And then playing the 3rd fret on the low E. So you got. And then it's. Okay, and this is a part of a C7 chord. So you got 3rd fret on the A, 2nd fret D, 3rd fret on the G. Okay, one more time on that. So that's and then it goes through that a couple times, and then during the verse it kind of scales it back slightly. And the first part is just between the C sharp, the D, and the G. And then on the last one there, on the 4th one, you go to an A power chord. So 2, 3, A power chord there, and then here we're going to go. Back to the E. So this was the easy part is that we're playing on the same frets, just string up. So now we have an F sharp power chord to a G power chord. We're kind of cutting that off. Not too sharp, but that's how you get back to the E. Okay, so this last part, when we get to the, so we have this time we're going to go pulling off to the A string right before this B chord here. So 5, 4, 2, open. It's all a pull off. So and this is a B power chord, and I'm doing this kind of a motion here. And then an A power chord. And then this, which is double stops. So here we have 14th fret on the G and B. Just bend that like maybe a half step, and then release it, pick it. So like that. Then 12 on the G and B. Back to 14 without the bend, and then 12 G and B. So that's all that is. heavy vibrato there. And then you're into this chorus riff, which we've already learned, but I'll go ahead and play it. So that's all the parts. Let me just play it from. I'll play it from when the chords kick in, and hopefully that'll give you a good picture of how everything fits together. So here we go. Okay, there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. A lot of fun playing this. And if you're into 80s hard rock and metal, you are in the right place. There's a ton more stuff I have on my YouTube channel. It's all kind of curated for you in terms of solos and riffs and different categories. So make sure you check that out. And also over at Patreon, I've got a ton of stuff I've already uploaded with tab and backing tracks and stuff that you can't get anywhere else. So make sure and check that out in the link below as well. And I'll see you next time, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Rock on.